and rock.
Ooh yeah. Well, alright, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, jamming.
So I'm running over to my local supermarket because I got some Ackees and fresh Ackees, picked from the tree, not from the can. And I'm trying to avoid the excessive amount of salt in my diet. So I'm just thinking, what can I make this Ackee with that I've not made it with before? So I'm running over to my supermarket because I know there is something there I can use to make this Ackee, to see if I can get a nice flavor going or something. So we'll see what we find in my local supermarket. As a matter of fact, this is a Hispanic supermarket, Latin supermarket. So let's see what they have, and we're gonna find something to pair with our Ackee. Yep, getting it done. That's my supermarket right there, Presidente local supermarket. Let's go over there to show them off. So after going through my supermarket, I realized there's nothing there that I want to use. So I just pick up a few stuff. I remember, by the way, that I have some Char Siu or Chinese roast pork at home in the fridge. Yes, so so I have to use that, right? Turn my hand and make fashion. Here we go, guys. My Ackee with Char Siu. First thing you want to do is you want to pick the Ackee. Now, Ackee is the national fruit of Jamaica. Alright? The national dish is Ackee and saltfish. But nowadays you have to turn your hand and make fashion to utilize the Ackee. How you find it, when you find it. First thing you want to do is you want to pick out the Ackee out of the pot. And it's a very simple process. Look at what I'm doing here. When the Ackee is open, we do not use the Ackee before it opens because there is toxins in the Ackee when it is unripe or unopened. So you allow the Ackee to open by itself, then you pick out the fruit out of the Ackees like what I just showed you. The next thing you want to do now is you want to take out that large pit or Ackee seed off the fruit, alright? And you just do it by twisting your hands in this motion, and then there is like a little vein or sinews on the inside there, and you just pull those out. Make sure that you clean out all of those pink veins or attachments from the Ackee. Clean it up well, and then you're good to go. Now this can be a tedious process, guys, but you have to dedicate yourself to do it because at the end of the day, all that nutritious Ackee will be worth it, alright? So you just simply, again, twist the seeds off or the pit, discard that, then you go in and you start to clean up your Ackees. Anywhere you see that pink vein or that little attachment, on the inside there, it's like an umbilical cord type of vibe. You want to pull that out and you want to clean it up nicely, and your Ackees are ready to boil. Now some folks do consume the Ackee in its raw stage, but for the process of cooking Ackee with anything else, pairing it with anything else, you want to make sure that your Ackee is cleaned and boiled. So after this process, I'm gonna wash my Ackees nicely, and then we move on to the next level. I'm being detailed with this because I want those who have never used Ackee before and may have seen it to know how to process it for cooking and consumption. Alright, so that's why I'm being so detailed right here. But next thing, now we have all our Ackees ready and the process of cooking it begins. Now, this is what you pick out of everything when you're done with the Ackee. Yeah, that's all that you get. And it's a small amount of Ackee, guys, just about a dozen. So we'll see how far it can go, right? Simple thing. Now my Ackee is ready to be cooked. I just pour it in some boiling water. The water not really start boiling yet, but Put it in some water, put it to boil, and you check for tenderness. The ackee is done when it is tender right through. Alright, you can take a fork and easily mash it. Now you don't want to mash up your ackee. Alright, so you cook it nice till it get tender, and then you're ready for the next step. And after about 10-15 minutes, you can check for doneness, and your ackee should be ready and ready to go. Yeah, done, tender and everything, and ready to go. Now we're gonna start on the next process. Guys, today I am making my ackee with some ground provision and dumpling. Now the dumpling is not just plain flour dumpling. We have mixed it with a little bit of cornmeal, and we have, offset the just pure flour, so you can put like a bulgur, like a cornmeal, or anything your mind tell you. Banana, yam, and them things there too. Now I'm just cutting up my ingredients, my vegetables and my herbs and all these things to go with my ackee. I'm using onions, I'm using scallion, garlic, and thyme. Those are the four major ingredients that we will use. Of course, we have to add a little Scotch bonnet pepper. Alright, so just go cut up with stuff then and get with stuff ready. I'm also using some tomatoes, and guys, most people don't use tomatoes in their ackees. Some people do, some people don't. I have these baby grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, whatever you call them. Whatever I have, I use. You don't have to use these same ones. You can use your regular plummy tomatoes or cooking tomatoes, but I'm using what I have, turning my hands to make fashion. So I'm just cutting these in half, and I'm gonna be using them. Again, this is optional. Some people don't like tomatoes in their ackees. And I also have some Scotch bonnet pepper, guys. Now, Scotch bonnet pepper is quintessential Jamaican, and so we use it a lot. If you don't like pepper, don't use it. This is my Char Siu, guys, and I took the liberty of cutting it into small bite-sized pieces, and I am getting it ready. You might have to clean up your Char Siu a little bit if you don't like the excess fat. I don't like the excess fat, so I clean it up a little bit. Then I put it in some coconut oil and just get it rendered down a little bit, yeah, like a fry it up. It's just like you're doing ackee and corn pork, or ackee and smoked pork, or ackee with sausage. Yeah, that's even more so a good description of what the Char Siu is. Char Siu is a little bit on the sweet side with very, very nice Asian spices and flavors, and you may very well get your Char Siu in any local Chinese store, like supermarket type store, or you can get it in a Chinese restaurant if you order it by itself without like a meal. Here I have my garlic ginger paste that I use. Yeah, it is from my my corona medicine that I used, whatever is left from it. And guys, it is super duper good. All right, so I added a spoon of this to my Char Siu, and the ginger along with the garlic does bring out that nice Asian flavor in the Char Siu. You don't want to burn up your Char Siu, so you want to keep the flame relatively low so that you can work it. Yeah, looking so good and smells so nice as well. Wow. And once my Char Siu has gotten to a point where it's getting a little bit nice and toasty, then I'm gonna add all my cut up ingredients, my cut up seasonings, yeah, and we move to the next level. And guys, this is a quick and easy dish, very simple to prepare. Again, the Char Siu has been prepared already, so half of the work is done, the ackee pick and everything. So yeah, ready. Now we're just getting our ingredients toasted. As soon as the onions get to a translucent type of stage and the garlic start to get a little bit toasty and nutty, then you are ready to move to the next level. And I promise you guys, you could cook this down right as it is and eat it, but we have ackee. Small amount, but good enough. All right. And so you strain off your ackee and you add your ackee to the Char Siu, guys. Taking precautions not to make anything to break apart. All right, because you want the ackee to maintain its integrity so that you don't end up with a plate full of mush. Okay, and so now we're just blending in our ackee, taking you know, again, the steps to just stir it in nicely, you know, and you know, and thing. You may want to add a little water at this time to put a little gravy on it. And these are some of the little powdered seasoning that I use to add to my ackee. All of those will be in the description box. And there is the ackee when I've added all the powdered seasoning, yeah, and nice and toasty, yeah, and you just folding it in, get the flavors right and ready, folding it in. And guys, I promise you, the house smells so good with this right now. Can't wait to eat, I tell you. I'm gonna add a little water because we need some gravy, a little vinegar, a little apple cider vinegar or something to build up a little gravy, and then we are good to go. Ackee and Char Siu, ackee with Chinese roast pork. I wanted them. Yardie Belly TV, you know, I wanted them. So I'm adding my tomatoes, you know, after a couple minutes, maybe about 3 or so minutes that the ackee and the Char Siu has been doing its thing. You want to add some tomatoes, and you're gonna again make sure that the pot is properly lubricated. Let me use the term lubricated. All right, so you tip your little water, and you can, at this time, you can add a little butter if you so choose, and you're gonna cover your pot and allow this to just, you know, steam down. All right, just do its thing so you can gel the flavors, blend the flavors, and make sure that your ackee and your Char Siu is nice and just well amalgamated. As I said before, we're having it with some ground provisions and some dumpling, and guys, we are ready to go. Yes, man, look at me, just make another look. Me just make another look. And here is the ackee, guys, and this is just after another 3 to 5 minutes of just, you know, allowed to steam down and to do its thing, you know, braise if you want to use that term. And now we are ready, guys, to put it on the plate. Yeah, and this is amazingly, it smells so aromatic. The Chinese Char Siu adds a lot of flavor to the ackee, and it's just a nice pairing, guys. It is different, it's unusual, as Yardie Belly TV always tell you. Turn your hand to make fashion, make something exciting. Your home is now your castle. We can't go out and try everything and anything that is out there because of, you know, obvious reasons. So put together something nice, make it unusual, and make your family love it, make your family want to participate. Here it is, guys, the finished dish, my ackee and Char Siu pork with ground provisions. And guys, I cannot tell you how delicious this is. Yes, I can't tell you, you have to try it for yourself. Or maybe you need to link Yardie Belly TV and make it feel. As I've always said, every single video, remember to like, share, subscribe, to tell a friend, and tell a friend that Yardie Belly TV is on. And as usual, guys, live and laugh, cook and eat. Yeah, man. Ackee and Char Siu, ackee and Chinese roast pork. What a thing. Yardie Belly TV.